10, top 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 10. I can't really shout right now because I'm filming at like 1 in the morning, so everyone else is asleep right now, so I can't really shout, but imagine me shouting louder for my excitement for the top 10 of Professor Hatter's hats from 2020. Now, if you need a review from the first 10 hats of my top 20 of 2020 hats, then I guess we can do a replay here. Billy, do we have something pulled up for the kids? Alright, that works out. Yeah, so for you slackers and lazy butts that didn't show up for the first class, there's your quick review. I'm not going to go over it again, so hope you were paying attention. But it's okay, because you're here for my top 10 hats that I got of hats in 2020. Again, you might have seen from the other hats, or remember from the previous video, that my top hats, not all were released in 2020. One of the hats was from a 2010 Stanley Cup Blackhawks championship victory. So, for sure, these aren't your normal 2020 hats. And a few of these hats, actually, I have them under the desk here. 2 of these hats are custom hats. So, 1, for sure, they were made in 2020. But 2, for sure, no one else has these hats. They're very specialized and very customized. So, stick around to see what those custom hats are and to see what top 3 hats I got in 2020. 2 of them are from 2020, and both of them are from Hat Club. So, which ones were which? Which one is what? Stick around, because we are wrapping up 2020 officially in this video in my top 10 hats of 2020. Get out a notebook, pen, or pencil. If you want to take notes, really, you might as well just enjoy this now. Class is in session. Actually, no, it's back in session because we're back from recess. Let's just get back into it. Hat number 10 had a different purpose originally. I had paid someone, well, I didn't pay them with money, that's dumb. I paid them with hats from the local sports outlet express store that I always go to. Nice mom and pop shop. Go find a few good hats from them. I'll leave their link in the description down below. I was in contact with Full Count Studio about designing a hometown logo for my campaign I was going to run this upcoming year for 2021. Things happened. For the first time since 3rd grade, I had to suspend my campaign. And yes, I've been running campaigns since 3rd grade with student council. Been doing it all the way through 2019. But running for trustee for 2021 had to be put on hold. But if I would have ran, I would have worn this hat. This is a customized logo for Mount Prospect, where I live. The design is really good. The execution of the hat was But, I mean, the bent brim, the uncentered brim, the small logo, it should have been bigger on the hat because it loses details on, kind of just makes it almost like resemble me. It's like, yeah, it means a lot, but it could look better. See what I mean? So this one in my top 10 just for personal reasons, and I will be making more hats with this logo that look better to really resemble and reflect what the artist originally put together for me. So again, to Full Count Studios, hats off to you. Thank you for the design. This one had a pretty funny story in a few parts. This one I had seen on a Facebook group, Fitted Hat Society, and contacted the guy. I said I want to buy it. He was from Canada. He said, okay, but just to let you know, the shipping will take a little bit longer than normal because, going from Canada to America. This was back in February that I bought the hat, so before COVID had hit. And he said also that the shipping cost would be a little bit higher. I said, actually, let's split the difference. You and I meet at the Canadian-U.S. border, throw the hat over the border, saves on shipping, saves on time. I think that's a pretty good deal. He laughed at that. But I said, I don't have any rush to need this hat right away, but because he was a little late shipping it out, I said, as long as I have it before opening day 2020, I'll be fine. Well, that was the presumption that opening day in 2020 was in March 26th. Guess what didn't happen on March 26th, 2020? Yeah, baseball was delayed until July. So, joke was on me, but I still got the hat in March, and this one is a beauty. This one kicked off the Cubs' short run era of the playoff and the postseason. It is a Chicago Cubs on the field 2015 postseason side patch. This was a huge year. This I love a lot because it's also a designated low profile hat made in the USA. And 2015 was the year that the Cubs got Ben Zobrist, Jon Lester, and got John Madden as the manager. And the 2015 postseason was very magical, very special. I mean, of course, winning the World Series was huge as well. But going through the 2015 postseason, this is fun. This is what Cubs baseball should be. But, then they win the World Series and then they haven't done shit since. So there goes the dynasty. But this is a kind of ironed on logo, kind of like the plastic kind. But I still love that it's a 2015 side patch. This was a lost hat of mine until I got it, so lost no more. Next hat comes from my second favorite team in hockey. It is the fitted version. I have a snapback version. That was my first hat of this team. But I finally got the 5950 fitted version of the Vegas Golden Knights. They're my second favorite team, except for 2 times in the season. One is on November 1st, or the date closest that they play a game to November 1st. And anytime the Golden Knights play Blackhawks, I will not root for the Golden Knights. So they're the 2 stipulations. I will not root for them. And personal reasons, an ex, and this past postseason playoff run in the bubble, the Golden Knights beat the Blackhawks in 4 games. Or no, maybe it was 5. Either way, I'm still a Golden Knights fan no matter what. They're my second favorite team. Great group of guys. Mark Stone should be the captain this upcoming year, and really glad I could finally get a fitted hat. This next hat is my 200th hat. I meant to do a nicer video about it when it came out, or when I got it made as a custom hat, but it just didn't happen. So I'll try to do something for next year when it is Punchki season, because Punchkis are considered a Polish delicacy, a Polish dessert for the Fat Tuesday season. But for me, in my Czech heritage, it's the Czech thing. And with my 200th hat, it was customized to write out my last name. This logo is connecting to the Czech Republic flag, Czechoslovakia, Czech Republic, Czechia, Czech, whatever you want to call it. It's supposed to resemble the flag. So I'll have it on the screen somewhere. I kind of wanted to put the Czech flag on the side so it's easier to kind of correlate with each other. But it's a design I'll perfect later on and I'll get better at, and maybe put on a fitted hat, but for sure I wanted to put it on a dad hat first because I love my dad hats. I love my cotton hats because they are very comfortable hats. And of course, hat diversity. Hat number 6 is a Chicago Cubs hat with the 2016 World Series side patch on the side, but it's a pink underbrim. Ooh, ooh. I mean, the pink and icy blue underbrim trend was huge this year. At first, I wasn't the biggest fan of it, to be honest. I didn't really see a big thing about it, but then I kept seeing more people have it and be like, I need one now. So my first pink underbrim was a Chicago White Sox hat with the '05 World Series side patch before I knew that Hat Club was going to do pre-orders. But I love that it has the blue, this kind of blue, and pink go pretty well together. I like it when the pink underbrim is on a blue, navy, or black hat. So this is number 6. Right away when this number 5 hat was released, there's gonna be like a early access release for it for Hat Club members who are like in a certain tier, which is pretty much everyone, because to get to the second tier of the Hat Club membership ranking, you have to spend $100 at least in a year, or just spend $800, and that's like 2, if not 3 hats. So it's like pretty easy to do. So it's not really early access, to be honest, but that's a spiel for another time. Didn't get this hat right away. I got the White Sox version, but I was able to get this one from someone from the Fitted Hat Society group, so hats off to you out there. And once I got it in my hand, I knew right away that this was a top hat for the year, if not almost like a top 50, maybe top 25 hat of my collection overall. It is the Washington Nationals Pink Martini. Now, this one has the All-Star Game side patch from 2018. Green is my favorite color, but this olive green, almost like a military green, is just great coloring. Compared to the White Sox version where the whole logo is pink, this one has white and a pink trimming to it. That's what I really like about it. The coloring and the accents. And it's just great coloring, how the pink and the olive go so well together. I really want Hat Club to do a pre-order of this kind of collection style in 21. They never did one in 2020, but I hope they do one in 2021. This would be a really good one to get in different teams. So for sure, Hat Club, if you're listening, as Fry would say,
shut up and take my money.
Yeah, I need martini hats. It's a 2-drink minimum. Minimum. I need more drinks. Come on, bartender, keep them coming. Keep them coming, bartender. Number 4 is another Hat Club hat, and it was the Chicago Cubs Green Eggs and Ham hat with the 1962 All-Star side patch, pink underbrim. A lot of people slept on this one. The one annoying part about this collection was they ran big, and it kind of helped me for the leftover drop that I could get the Orioles hat from the previous video in a 7.5, and it fit better, but with my Red Sox and Cubs hat, they fit loose. I was able to kind of shrink the Red Sox one, but the Cubs one I'm just going to keep as is. Don't want to, really go too far with trying to shrink it and risk damaging the hat. But a lot of people thought that this was a huge sleeper and top hat, if not top 3 or 5 in the Green Eggs and Ham collection. Probably top 3. But for me, I'm just a Cubs fan. I love the use of this Cubby Bear logo from the 60s and 70s. and they need to use this more often. Top 3 hats of 2020. They're all fitted hats. 2 of them are from Hat Club. 2 of them have historical figures on them. And they all have to do with history in some aspect. So, let's get into the top 3. This one I knew right away was going to be a favorite hat of mine in the collection when I got it in hands for a President's Day special back in February. And this one had great coloring when I first got it in hand, and it was really exciting to finally get, after seeing it around the internet and Instagram and Facebook. It was lost for a while, and then I'm trying to remember where I got it from now, but I was able to grab a Frisco Rough Riders Smiling Teddy Roosevelt hat. Now this one, I really don't care about the baseball team, to be honest. I am a presidential nerd. That's my future job someday. I'm watching the news right now, and Trump is doing his own spiel, and one day I'll be in that job. And I love history. Teddy Roosevelt is one of my favorite presidents, and just the logo itself and the coloring being this like maroon, it's called plum, but it's more like maroon, if not burgundy. Kind of reminds me of my Concordia colors, and my head kind of grew since, but it's a great hat, great fit, and this was one that I had wanted for a long time, and was able to cross off my lost hat list finally this past year. Number 2 was from Hat Club. There was a National League East team that did some rebranding in their minor league system out on the East Coast in Virginia. This team had a few hats drop through Hat Club, and that's when I was early on and naive with Hat Club. Like, oh, they're going to drop at 1 o'clock my own local time. If it's 1 o'clock, just, wait a few minutes to get it. No rush to get it. By 2 o'clock, I'll just grab it, or next time I'm on my break at work. I learned that is not the way Hat Club works. So there was a all navy version of this hat, and then an all red version of this hat, and both times I missed out. Pretty peeved. They finally came out with a two-tone, and I finally snagged this team's hat. Just as like the same case with the Teddy hat here. To be honest, I have little to no interest in the baseball team, but to have a George Washington swinging an axe like a baseball bat on a hat, this is top notch, baby. This was one of my favorite hats of the year. It also has a nice gray underbrim. This one I got originally as a 7.5. My hat has grown kind of since, and fits a little tight. I've tried to stretch it out, haven't been all that successful. Last I saw, they're on Hat Club, so I could get a newer size, but yeah, I might as well just try to stretch this one out. Might not have the same feeling, behind it, that this was one that I shed blood, sweat, and tears to get. I beat those bots finally, and I love that I got the two-tone as well. If I had to get the other ones, I'd probably get the all-navy one, but I love that it's a two-tone. This was a huge hat to get. My top hat of 2020 came in the last few days of 2020. I made a video already about it in one of my lost hat videos. That's why I wanted to release that video before I released this top 10 video. Hat Club originally released this hat in February. Didn't get it at the time. Why? Because I'm dumb. Didn't get it. But this time around, got on it right away. And I finally got my own Chicago Cubs logo timeline hat. This is a gem. This is gold. I mean, not only the stitching, but gold in my hands, practically. With all the different Cubs logos being used in fairly recent decades, and some of the more recognizable logos being used, and all the way around, well, the 94 to 96 logo, this one is not as popular really, but keep going around the hat and you see all the history of the Chicago Cubs. And then it gets better. On the inside, satin lining on the inside of the cap, green underbrim, but the satin underlining with the jersey replication is huge. I love this hat. And there's plenty more of history with the Chicago Cubs before 1962 and 58 that are on the front two logos here, but these are some of the more recognizable logos of Cubs history, and it's still more exciting than a Yankees or Dodgers or San Francisco Giants logo timeline hat. The Diamondbacks was also pretty cool looking. White Sox one was also good, but of course the Cubs one is the best. And this is my top hat of 2020. So of course this video displays my top 10 hats of 2020 that I obtained. Some look familiar, some were really new to you, you've never seen before. So for me, this was a pretty good hat year. Didn't double my hat collection like I did in years past, which was good. Didn't really need to spend a whole lot of money, but I know that there were plenty of other hats. If there weren't so many bots in the way, and if Apple Pay worked, and if I wasn't dumb sometimes and remembered about my eBay reminders and would just pull the trigger on some of the hats that I had wanted, this list might have looked a little bit different. But this was a fun year for hats, and for 2021, it's still going to get better. So I'm going to be working on more custom hats, working on some lost hats again, working on my hockey hats for the year. I still have 10 more to go, not including the St. Louis Blues hats. But if someone wants to donate a 5950, 7.5 or 7.5/8 St. Louis Blues 5950 hat, send it my way. But that is going to officially wrap up the 2020 school year for Professor Hatter's Hatology Lecture Hall here. So I'm going to be taking a bit of a hiatus, a little bit of a winter break for about a few weeks or so. I'm personally starting up school again, actually. I'm going to go for a paralegal program. I'm enrolling in one at a local college, and my time will be more devoted to that, but for sure I will be teaching class as well for hats. So don't forget that Professor Hatter will still be around. I'll still be around, but I'm going to do my best to keep up with the videos best I can. But for sure, the next few weeks or so, I will be making an announcement video for the 2021 school year. And it's going to be a fun school year. New hat video ideas, hat chats that come up. We're going to try to do some interviews this year, finally. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So, hope you enjoyed the 2020 school year with me. And I hope you have a great 2021 school year. And don't forget, we have rolling admission. Tuition is free. So no matter what situation you have, I think free is at least affordable for most people. But I always enjoy your comments, your company in lecture hall here. And I can't wait to see you guys in 2021. I'm Professor Hatter. As always, hats off to you for watching. Hope you have a great day. Class is dismissed for 2020. Bye, everyone.